All right, man, we back. Mercy Sports Talk. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And somebody relayed this to me on Twitter. They DM'd me and told me that reportedly Kenny Galloday is fine with playing out this last year, his contract, because he feels that basically common sense, he gonna ball out this year and Lions gonna have to pay him a lot of money. So let's talk about it. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Don't forget to hit the Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. It's hot today. It's hot, boss. It's hot. But yeah, my whole thing is this: when a player do the job and he's a outstanding citizen on the team, which we ain't heard nothing bad about Galloday, come out the locker room, he ain't been arrested. Knock on wood, and hopefully that don't happen. The Lions should have came to him and paid him, regardless. And I know from a business standpoint, the smart thing to do is to let him play out his final year of his contract. You know, hope that he get injured or he don't perform as well, so you don't have to pay him as much. But one of the things that stand out to me was the Joe Flacco situation, with the Baltimore Ravens. And what happened in that situation was that instead of them paying Joe Flacco, they turned around and said, okay, we give you a prove-it year. And in that prove-it year, Joe Flacco turned around and actually won the Super Bowl, which, you know, they had to pay him way more than what he was worth, and probably way more than he was asking for before the season started. And then, you know, obviously that hampered their team, and basically Ray Lewis retired and they couldn't sign certain people, and basically the Ravens kind of treaded water and never really reached that plateau again with Joe Flacco. And one of the things that's always good and bad, if you wait to pay him, maybe you don't have a good year, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe get injured, you get him on a discount. But in these NFL franchises' back pocket, they always got the franchise tag. So the tag for him, I don't know exactly what it would be. What's the average of the top 5 or top 3 at his position? I know Michael Thomas is getting 20. I know Amari Cooper somewhere getting 20. Now, what is the third guy getting? 12 or 15? And if it's the top 5, what's the 4th or 5th guy? So probably right around $13.5 million of what they have to pay him in the franchise year. Now, if Sheila, and you know, send this to Sheila, right? If Sheila wants to start to turn the perception of the Detroit Lions around, she got to start rewarding guys for doing the job. And if you become an organization that operates on the faith system, and you say, all right, Kenny Galloday, we're going to pay you. You've been a good guy. You've done the job. You've been here. You ain't really never been late. You ain't been in the news for doing a crime or nothing like that. Let's pay him. And pay him. And you start to treat your veterans right. Like Calvin Johnson said, I was going around, you know, different organizations and seeing how they treat their veterans and the preferential treatment they get. You start giving your veterans preferential treatment in Detroit, giving them days off, and, you know, not letting them have to practice so hard through training camp and whatever else these other programs are doing around the NFL. You'll start to get more players wanting to come to Detroit. You got to change the culture, especially if you start paying players for doing the job. You know what I'm saying? And eventually you're going to have to use the franchise tag. It's business. But for Galloday, the reason why it's smart is because his salary getting more than doubled this year. I think it's almost 4 times what he made, because I think he made $600,000 the previous year. His final year, if my memory serves me correctly, is around $2.5 million. So he getting almost 5 times more than what he been, almost 5 times more than he was getting in the previous season. So for him, he already getting a huge raise in his 4th or 5th year of his contract. But to be honest, he shouldn't even have to wait around. They should swoop down, pay him. You pay, and what also hurts players too, and what they don't understand is that when you bring in the Snacks Harrison, you bring in a Snacks Harrison, and you bring in a Justin Coleman, you bring in a Trey Flowers, you playing all these dudes, and they come in and they underperform, and you a guy like Darius Slay, and you balling, regardless of what people say, they don't know nothing about the position and what he was asked to do. You live up to the expectations. You are one of the better corners in the league, especially if you was in a regular defense. You see all these other dudes come here, get paid, and underperform. You feel some type of way. So that's basically like this, man. Most of us have all been in corporate America and work 9 to 5s. All right? That's like your company you working for. You qualified, or one of your peers are qualified to be manager or team leader or whatever, assistant manager, whatever you want to say. And instead of doing internal interviews or hiring internally, they turn around and they hire somebody from the outside. And somebody from the outside, you got to show them how to do everything, how everything works. You're going to feel some type of way once you're training them, right? Hey, man, I want you to take Trey Flowers out in Detroit and show him where to get the Sweetwater rings at and show him where to stay. Fuck that. You paid this Mark all this money, and you ain't want to pay me. You paid Coleman all this money. You paid Snacks all this money. He don't even want to be here, and he quit. But I couldn't get paid. So how that look around in the NFL when Darius Slay goes somewhere else, when Quadre goes somewhere else, or when this guy goes somewhere else, like, man, Detroit don't take care of their own people, dog. You know what I'm saying? Detroit is terrible. They don't want to pay nobody. They want to pay people from the outside. They don't take care of their own. They don't give them preferential treatment during training camp. You know, I can't fuck with Detroit. You know, that's the last place I play for. That's what the players started to say. So that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And Kenny Galloday came here and he been underpaid the last 2 seasons. And if his numbers trend where they need to be at next year, especially with a healthy Stafford, well, he's gonna be underpaid for 3 straight seasons. He's gonna be the wide receiver. He's gonna be the Dak Prescott of wide receivers. You feel me? So, you know, I would pay him now because it's good for perception. It's going to change. It's going to change the perception about Detroit. You start taking care of your stars. You start taking care of your people. You know what I'm saying? Then people going to want to come here. It's not a bad football city at all. It's not a bad city at all. Despite what Donald Trump say, like, Donald Trump ain't never been to the city. Perception isn't always reality. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing about it is this. Galloday, they said he want to be here. He want to play for the Detroit Lions. He want to be here. He willing to wait till next year to get a contract extension done. Why wait? We waited when the Dominican Sue, he gone. All right? Why not pay the man? He a star. And right now you can pay him. You can get him on a discount. I guarantee you get him on some type of discount. Next year, he played good with Stafford. Had he had Stafford the entire 2019 season, Galloday probably damn near be a $20 million receiver. I felt that he better than Amari Cooper. He ain't quit. He found out how to condition his body when he wouldn't suffer some of them soft tissue and some of them knick-knack injuries. He worked hard, and once that route running polish up some more, it's over with. It's entirely over with, man. So I would pay him now, but if you pay him now, he go out there and have a bad season and break some shit, then I get it. You know, but remember Javon Walker too. Javon Walker, Brett Favre said, we need you in camp. You don't hold out. Came to camp, fucked something up real bad. I don't think it ever really was the same, and had to retire and didn't get his money. So Galloday got to think this, even though you getting 4 times plus what you was getting last year, tomorrow not promise. If I'm him, I would fucking hold out till I got my money. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing that he still wants to be here. You know, truth be told, it's amazing that he still wants to be a part of the franchise, just knowing the perception of the Detroit Pistons, man, and how they don't take care of their people and how they got a reputation for not wanting to win. And staying in Detroit, he should run a checkup on the Detroit Lions. You know why he should run a checkup on the Detroit Lions? Because, you know, unless he believes Sheila gonna want to win, his brand gonna get hurt from being here. This is the reason why Calvin Johnson ain't recognized as the greatest receiver of all time. You know, that's exactly why, man. So, you know, you play for a losing organization and they don't win, you don't get the recognition. Same thing for Stafford. Had Stafford played for a organization that knew how to put talent around him, then we having a different conversation. Stafford would have a playoff win. Stafford would have a few playoff wins. Stafford probably had a few Super Bowl appearances. You never know what. He'd be a surefire Hall of Famer if he goes somewhere else and he's able to put those same numbers up. So right now, Galloday is beyond a top 10 receiver, in my opinion. It's just that he don't get the recognition because the Lions don't win. If you look what he did with numerous quarterbacks last year and still with the numbers he put up, those are like likeness numbers to DeAndre Hopkins. No matter who the quarterback is, Hopkins putting up numbers. And it seemed like with Galloday, no matter who the quarterback is, he putting up numbers. Blog, Driscoll, whoever they got in there, Stafford, he producing. So he want to be here. I would just say, let me pay him now, and I don't have to worry about paying him later. So that's just how I'm at with it. But he want to be in Detroit. That's what I'm told. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business questions, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal, description. Best way to donate is share the video. Don't forget to check out the channel out. Goodfellas Sports TV right here on YouTube. We go.